Hello everyone, it's Crestmoor from the Infinity Wars team again, and we're gonna take you through another riff run. Okay, let's kick off our first commander picks and see what we get. Some fairly good choices in first commander spot. Matriarch is good. That's assuming that we can actually get good complementary commanders later on, especially if she's in a 3WP, a triple warpath deck. That triple warpath decks are hard to form in draft. Bromec is also a very versatile commander in draft and makes for a lot of strong rush decks, so double FD sleepers, double FD whatever. Devil of Despair is also a good command choice. Exiles faction. Swarm of Broodlord I think we can just ignore. Let's go with Bromec. Okay, I think the second choice is pretty obvious. It's actually, we're going to be building another FD rush deck, it looks like. So Bromec in first command. Second command, we can actually guarantee a 1-drop of Flamedawn Footman or go with Iberian's Apprentice. I'm going to go with Flamedawn Footman. Third, a bit of a choice here. We can either go triple FD and pick Saculus the Final Hammer. We can go FD Warpath with Rakal, or we can go FD DOD with a Chef. Bloodcraze Initiate is again a decent choice as well, but you know, I don't really know how to play Furore properly. FD DOD decks are kind of problematic. They're much less singular. I'm actually going to go with the Saculus here and go triple FD. Triple FD decks can be very strong depending on how our luck goes in terms of the draw, but they're extremely quick decks that can actually win a match, you know, in the span of 5 to 6 turns if we're lucky. So first choice, again, as with our last rush deck, which was a double FD sleeper, we're going to be looking to build a lot of 1-2 drops and then a whole bunch of flashbangs, rallies, stumbles, whatever we can get our hands on. So Caltrop, we don't have Fear because it's a pure FD deck, but I'm sure it'll pop up later. So let's get our power curve right first with some one drops and 2 drops. Okay, second choice, we can either go Flamedawn Aspirant or a Torchbearer would be my choices. So let's go with the Aspirant. Okay, again, lots of small drop choices. We can take the Stumble and take another Flamedawn Aspirant. Let's take another one. Okay, next, we can either go for the Ghost Knight, which again reinforces our 1-drop, 2-drop curve, or we can take the Flag Bearer. Let's take a Flag Bearer for now. Okay, again, lots of good choices in this draft so far, so I'm going to take a Stumble for this round. Pad my stumbles for a little bit. Choice number 6, we can either go Strength in Numbers, Legionnaire of Dawn, or Vanguard Knight. Notice that I'm ignoring Defense Golem. Defense Golem is great if you're looking to, you know, protect your flanks during the early stages of the game, but we're looking to rush the enemy, so we're going to go for Vanguard Knight. Okay, pick number 7. Again, not bad choices. Let's go for the Siegebreaker. Again, Grave Rob really is useless in draft. You're building a rush deck. Its primary objective is defense against sleepers, and I would rather just rush them to death. So let's pick another Siegebreaker. Okay, pick 9. Okay, we can either go with Purify, but again, Purify is pretty niche. Frontline Warrior is one of my safety cards in draft when building a rush deck. And Mark 1 Brimstone Battle Tank, very versatile, but very slow to get into play with a cost of 9. So it's good if matches draw out that far, but if matches draw out that far, rush deck isn't working anyway. So Uncontrolled Drift is very uncontrolled, so you don't know what you're going to get with this, but it's got a low cost, and sometimes you get a pleasant surprise. So let's go with Uncontrolled Drift. Let's roll the dice on this one. Okay, choice number 10, we can either go Procto. Various is too slow at a cost of 6, and then you're gonna wait one turn and then play him and kind of activate his ability. So we're gonna ignore him, either Procto or Tactical Retreat. I'm gonna go with Tactical Retreat for this one. So hopefully during this drafting process, we're going to be able to pull a few Fanatics as well. Fanatics are a 1-drop, 8/2 card that pops back into your hand at the end of each turn. They're actually great for surprise attacks because they can never be targeted pretty much. So they only appear when you play them, and then they disappear at the end of the turn. So there's really no way for your opponent to target them. Okay, choice 11. I've got 2 Siege Breakers already. Let's take another one, and that will make sure that we don't get them later on in any other draft choices. So we've kind of got 3 picks already in one deck. Okay, number 12, we can go with Ghost Knight, Warcry, or Strength in Numbers. I really don't like Power of the Underdog as a card at all because, you know, when you're playing a triple Warpath deck trying to rush, this card doesn't really do much to help with the rush attack. So I'm actually going to go with a Warcry. Okay, here we go. We got the first Flame Dawn Fanatic. We're going to go with him. Okay, let's take another Flag Bearer. I'm not going to choose a Ferocity yet because I don't know what a Ferocity. So if something makes sense later, we can always come back to try for it. Okay, he's another Flame Dawn Fanatic. Let's get him. Okay, we can either get a Distraction Drone, a Baron's Apprentice, or an Exhaust. Typically, I like to have 1 or 2 Exhausts in the decks. Exhaust is a little bit slow, but it can also be very useful when used at the right time. I typically use it to exhaust some big mobs in my enemy's lineup and kind of put them out of play for an additional turn. Okay, choice 17. Let's either go with Flame Dawn Commando or Call to Crusade. Let's go with Flame Dawn Commando for now since I don't have any of them yet. Choice 18, we got Duelist, Saculus, the Final Hammer, Infected Purifier, and Flame Ram. Flame Ram is out. Duelist is very slow. I've already got a Saculus in command, but one trick that I've used often in the past is to have multiple Saculus in deck because Saculus, the Final Hammer, is a very, very good closer. So even though he's unique, he can actually kill off the Saculus you have in play and just play another one. So I'm going to pick him. Okay, really only one obvious choice here, Intimidating Rally. So always pack 1 or 2 Intimidating Rallies in your rush decks. They are a lifesaver or a life ender for your opponent. Choice number 20, Ember Starter is looking very good, so I'm going to go with him. He has Charge and Multi-Strike 2. So he can pop into your assault zone and kind of surprise the enemy, and you can then combo him with something like War Cry or Strength of 1 and do some massive damage, sneak attack on your enemy. Okay, so the deck right now is panning out not too badly. So as you can see from our power curve, our 1-2 drop balance is almost on par with 4 drops. Our 3 drops are very low, so we're going to big dip here, but that's typical of, you know, very rush-centric Flame Dawn decks. So let's pick the Flame Dawn Footman. Again, bump up our 1-2 drop curve a little bit more. I think I've already picked a couple of Flag Bearers before, so let's have a pass on him and grab a Knight of the Flame Dawn. Very good power, cost to power ratio for that card. Okay. In terms of choices, either Ghost Knight or Call to Crusade. I'm going to go with Call to Crusade, particularly since we have a couple of Saculus in hand. The more small drops we can get in play, the better for us. Okay, as an option here, the 2 that make sense are Fleeting Footman and Flame Dawn Hound. I'm going to go with the Fleeting Footman. Okay, again, a good set of choices: Flame Dawn Footman, Flame Dawn Hound, and Call to Crusade. We've already got one Call to Crusade. We could probably do with another, but let's go with the Flame Dawn Hound. Very powerful card, a charge with 7 power and 4 health. And we don't have one of them yet in this deck. Here we go. There's Saculus again. So if I load up on Saculus, it's actually going to be pretty good because Saculus, the final hammer, every time he enters play, he damages the fortress directly, up to twice the number of characters you currently have in play, including all the characters in the command zone. So basically it's a free strike at the fortress, and it's pretty useful, especially when you have multiple Saculus, the final hammers in your deck. The other card that I would balance him against is Harbinger of Light. So basically an 8/8 card with charge for a cost of 5 that rolls in a exhaust all in one go. So it's either going to be a toss-up between Harbinger or Saculus. I'm going to be cheeky and load up on another Saculus. Okay, this is a bad set of choices. So I can get Cartographer, which is pretty much useless since I don't have a location in the deck. Commando, I think that says it. And then the other 2 cards are basically location removing cards. So Pillage the Village and Ablaze. So both of them remove a location, and then Pillage the Village lets you draw another card, while Ablaze kind of sets your opponent's support and command zone characters on fire. You know, in the absence of better options, I'm going to go with Ablaze. Worst case scenario, we can kind of use it to overcharge another card if we find an overcharge card later on in the choices. Okay, 28 again. Not many good options. So Assassinate obviously is always useful, but at the cost of reducing your resources by 2, it's very expensive. So say that you get to turn 6, you play Assassinate, your resources kind of get bumped down to 4 again. You have to build up. So you know, I typically, even as flexible and useful as Assassinate is, I rarely, if ever, play it. Burning Prejudice is actually a niche card, but can be very useful when you're playing certain kinds of opponents, so such as sleepers, and also warpath decks that use caretakers to basically spin out a lot of beasts. So I'm going to go with Burning Prejudice instead. Okay, next pick, again, 2 cards that basically remove locations, which is Pillage the Village and Rift to the Old World. I'm not going to ignore them. Protector of the Dawn, it's good-ish, but it's really slow. It's a cost of 6. And basically when you play him, all the characters you control become untouchable for the turn. So, a very niche scenario. Reckless Zealot is good because it's fast, it's very high power, but you know, the downside is you're giving your opponent a free resource, and if your opponent is playing a mysterious boss or controlled temporal anomaly, something like that, they can keep giving themselves resources by targeting the Zealot with that. But for lack of a better choice, let's pick the Zealot. We can always not play him if we hit a deck that looks dangerous. Okay, choice 30. Let's ignore the Rift to the Old Worlds. We can either get Cavalry Paladin or Shikana. Cavalry Paladin is an okay card, so 5 costs, 12/8 with charge, and he can't be killed from non-damage sources. But I'm going to go with Shikana because cards like Shikana and Zuza, basically I call them tricks. So, you know, they're cards that you keep in your hand and save for a rainy day. And you know, they're cards that basically have the ability to literally force your opponent to change their play style and help you turn a match around. Okay, 31, looking a lot better. I'm going to pick another Flame Dawn Fanatic and fill up the 3 quota in my deck. Okay, next choice, so-so. Either go for Legionnaire or a Flame Dawn Purifier. I'm going to go for a Purifier. Okay, 33, either a Warcry or a Flame Dawn Commando. I'm going to go with a Commando. Next one, either Ghost Knight, I'd say, or Flame Dawn Aspirant. I'm going to go with the Aspirant. As you can see, I like picking a lot of 1/2 drops in my rush decks, especially when I got Bromig in the command zone, because a 4/2 drop now turns into a 6/2 drop when Bromig is actually in the assault zone. And when you have a lot of those, you do a significant amount of damage very, very quickly. And couple that with the number of Sackless I have in the deck, we can do some major damage here. So for this pick, Teeth Collector is a very, very fringe card. It's high cost at 4, with a 2/4 power to health. It's basically useless in combat, pretty much. All it does is increase the cost of your opponent's opponent's cards by 1 to deploy. So any character that your opponent tries to deploy while Teeth Collector is in play costs 1 more. So it's really not good in terms of bang for the buck. I'm going to go with Timely Strike. Okay, pick 36. We can get a Caltrip, we can get a Torchbearer, or a Flame Dawn Hound. I'm going to ignore the Bounty Hunter right there. Yeah, talking about you, and you know why. I don't think we have any Caltrips in the deck so far, so might be time to grab one, just for insurance. I don't think we've gotten any flashbangs either in this deck, which is problem. Would love to get more stumbles, a couple of flashbangs, and maybe another intimidating rally or something like that. So let's go with Flame Dawn Footman. Okay, 38. We can either do Duelist, Flame Dawn Footman, Frontline, or Flame Dawn Commando. I think I've got 2 Flame Dawn Commandos already, if I recall correctly. Hang on, here's one. Where's the other one? Here's 2. Yep. Could get the Duelist as well, but since she doesn't have charge, she's a little bit slow, but she does have 2 lives. So let's go for the Flame Dawn Commando. Oh, here's my 3rd Saculus. I could actually take Cold Shot, but I'm going to go Saculus. So having 4 Saculus in the deck, this is going to be a very interesting deck to play. Okay, last but not least, some awesome choices here. So Carly the Flaming Blade is always good in a Flame Dawn Rush deck, but I'm actually going to go for the Bromix Banner because I got so many small drops, and when I play Bromic and Bromix Banner, it's basically +4, +4, +0 on all of my small 1/2 drop cards. So I'm going to choose that. And this is looking pretty good, actually. So we'll be back very soon and take this deck for a test run. I'm actually feeling pretty confident about this deck. So except for the lack of flashbangs and stumbles, it should turn out to be a solid deck, which is going to be very quick.